Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. And we have got ourselves, that should be something fun here today, as it's a bot I've never cast before. It is Smokinggunbot, a Terran bot, and taking on Smokinggunbot is a bot I have cast a few times and is definitely an entertaining one to watch. It is WickedBot. Now, yes, these two bots are bots that are newer projects, and I'll just read the descriptions for them to give them a bit of an introduction, as both bot authors have actually written a description, which isn't something that every bot author does. So it says, intro skips, I hope I pronounced that right. The bytecode Shepherd traversed the chaotic Kaprulu sector with his AI companion named Smokinggunbot. Their ship, converted into a data freighter named the Heap, hummed with a low thrum compiled Java. A distress signal pierced the void. A nearby colony world was under siege by rogue null pointer swarms. Sitka wielding his custom bytecode compiler like a weapon prepared for battle. So, Smokinggunbot, obviously a Terran bot programmed in Java, does use the Ocraft API from the seam of it, and was created 19th of January 2025, last updated May 12th, 2025. The bot author notably has actually cool versions, so apparently we're in version 0.3, so that is quite interesting to see. Just the latest update, refactor army attack and remove old code. Although I do already see something that I'd like to see in version, I guess, 0.4 of the bot, which would be speed mining. Notably, Smokinggunbot is playing an honorable bot game, I suppose, not making use of speed mining in this match. And so that is going to give it an inherent disadvantage against its opponent, WickedBot. So which WickedBot was created 25th of November 2024, last updated the 3rd of April 2025. And yes, so just as far as the numbers go, Smokinggunbot will have a bit of a challenge, but speed mining isn't everything. It's a bonus, but it's not the biggest bonus in the world. We can kind of already see, though, that there is much more mining going on for WickedBot than Smokinggunbot. Smokinggunbot is notably mining more gas than WickedBot. And interestingly enough, it's going for a bunker very, very far forward, which is interesting. I wonder if this is a pre-selected point or just some code to build it maybe between the third and the natural, something like that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we do get too far into this video, though, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. If we can hit, I don't know, there's currently 13 Marines on the map, so 13 likes, that would be amazing. You guys always blow it out of the water with the likes and the comments, notably too. I read all your comments, even if they're just simply more bots. So leave a comment down below saying more bots to help us with the YouTube bot. And also let me know if you want to see more of these casts, which do feature newer bots, as I think that variety is interesting to see, sort of compare and contrast what a highly developed bot is and what a newer developed bot is. And then, yeah, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We put out daily casts here on the channel. Smokinggunbot notably hasn't built an orbital command yet either, but it is saying transition to Sky Terran strategy. So all that gas it's been mining could potentially be useful for something. I assume we'll see a factory on the way sometime in the near future. The bot is building one Marine, but it hasn't queued up anymore. It just goes for a factory. WickedBot behind this is getting up a lot of bioproduction. That is what WickedBot is known for, playing like Tasia, its description says, so just wanting a boatload of bio. It's got quite a good economy going and a nice army supply, so this bunker for Smokinggunbot could very well be important as this game goes on. Still, though, the blue Terran bot squeezing out SCVs, making some more Marines. The factory is on the way. We'll probably see a starport after that. I am interested to see how quickly Smokinggunbot does throw down this starport, because the factory's done. Okay, builds a tech lab, notably. No starport just yet, but of course you need the resources for that, as that's one of the things you've got to handle when it comes to trying to reach further tech, because not everything in StarCraft 2 costs the same amount. So if you simply tell your bot to build 2 things, it's going to, in theory, always build the thing that's cheaper. So sometimes you might have to add in a production delay or something like that till you build up the resources. And let's see here now, WickedBot is going for an attack. Smokinggunbot did build a second bunker, though, so in comes WickedBot, just charging up that ramp into a concave and bunkers. There is SCV repair behavior for Smokinggunbot, so going to heal up those bunkers, which definitely did their job. We then do get a planetary from Smokinggunbot. Yes, let's see here, as we do have WickedBot getting up a 4th command center, so it is leading in the economy greatly, and Smokinggunbot notably did eventually get an orbital up, by the way. So good to see that, at least. We'll see if it drops mules or what it's saving its energy for. Yeah, there's already 1 mule on the ground. It does seem to be waiting to drop another, so I'm wondering it might just drop them when it hits 100 energy. That's a very practical approach as a bot author to ensure you always have energy for a scan if you need it. Which makes me wonder if Smokinggunbot does actually have scanning behavior. It's got cloak on the way, so it's going for its own cloaked units, and I'm not sure that WickedBot actually has cloaking behavior for it, or scanning behavior for itself, so who knows, a cloaked Banshee or 2 could potentially be the undoing of WickedBot in this game. I believe there was a scouting Reaper, yes there was, jumping around, does get taken care of. Looks like WickedBot is going to try going up this ramp once more into all of these bunkers. It does immediately just nope on out of there, as Smokinggunbot's defense is growing, now with a tank being added on in, +1 attack being researched. It's a very interesting playstyle from this bot. Their fusion core is done. We're getting a Liberator now. A couple of idle SCVs just hanging out, so those guys might want to get put to work on something. The blue Terran bot probably also wants a 3rd base in the future, but here we see WickedBot going to try and breach this ramp once again. The biocharge forward up the ramp as the Marines are just shooting away the tank in the back. Even with the Medivac support, the Marines of WickedBot are having a tough time, but the Medivacs really kept them alive for a while. All the Marines of Smokinggunbot that weren't in the bunkers died, but still, Smokinggunbot holds on. WickedBot can afford to throw lots of things at its opponent, though, as it's got 77 SCVs out doing some speed mining, lots of mules being dropped as well, a 5th command center on the way as well. So who knows how many times WickedBot is going to try this dive forward. It's also adding in Marauders and getting upgrades, 2-2 on the way, so that's going to help the bio and make it live longer pushing up this ramp, but it does need to pool up a few more units. We are seeing that, though, more and more units being added, more and more production being added. Another Reaper was built for the Smokinggunbot, which is interesting that it seems to like those. We've also got Liberators flying around now, so potentially some harassment going to hit WickedBot. This is only like 10 Marines moving forward. They're not going to have much success. They go forward, they eat some tank shots, and then they all promptly perish. Now, Liberator did get taken out just behind that natural base, so good response by WickedBot, actually chasing down threats that are near its bases, and we see that again. Not easy behavior to program, and it is something that can potentially go wrong if you have all your units chasing one unit that just endlessly runs away, such as this Reaper, but not a big deal yet. Lots of Medivacs are healing up this bio for WickedBot, as WickedBot is electing to go for an attack once again. It seems this could be a better attack angle if it comes in, say, around this ramp to get to that location. It could hit the 3rd. The red Terran bot is once again being dragged away by this Reaper, though, so the Reaper being a big big nuisance, preventing an attack by WickedBot. And this is the thing. Okay, the Reaper does get taken out there, as we did have Concussive Shell. We're also getting +3 attack on the way for WickedBot. Meanwhile, Smokinggunbot, though, going up to a 4th command center, probably going to be another planetary. There's no building armor or anything like that, but maybe we'll see that in the future. This Red Terran bot tries to go up into that killing zone once more. It fails. Eventually, these rocks will be killed by the friendly fire from the tanks. They've actually taken lots of damage so far. WickedBot has got a ridiculous amount of bio. Where is the bulk of it? Okay, the bulk of the bio is hanging out here. What it's waiting for, I'm not sure. Hopefully this bio isn't stuck. Okay, it is starting to move on out, trying to chase down this Liberator, and looks like it will deal with that pretty handily. So good response by WickedBot. Meanwhile, another assault up the ramp does get shut down. We're seeing Vikings from Smokinggunbot. And this is interesting. I mean, Smokinggunbot said it was going to be playing this air style, but really it's just been making a few Liberators and some Vikings. Now WickedBot is gearing up for an attack. The Red Terran bot is maxed out, so it's just spending all its extra money on command centers, building 7 CCs at a time, which is ridiculous, as the Red Terran now charges up this ramp. So much bio is going into this killing zone. The bunkers are holding for now, but I think they're probably going to fall, and that means the tanks in the back could be vulnerable. Vikings shooting away. The bio is getting further forward. 3 tanks remain. The second bunker has fallen, but it does seem that the Smokinggunbot barely holds on. It may lose a tank, but not quite, thanks to a very good repair. And so that was a poor trade for the Red Terran bot, but it's not like the WickedBot can't afford to replace these units, or at least most of them, as look at this, it's got a ridiculous amount of command centers out. How many is that? 7 orbitals, 3 command centers done, with 6 more on the way. It's just going to be Mule City. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. There clearly is no cap on how many CCs or how fast WickedBot expands, which, in a situation like this, isn't the worst thing in the world. Who knows? If we can get 1 like for every command center on this video, as I feel like there's going to end up with a fair few. Now, WickedBot is moving forward. One of those bunkers was rebuilt, but not the second. Another tank does come forward. Raven even using auto turret for Smokinggunbot. The red Bioterran is moving forward once again. 3 upgrades done on the bio. We have some of the bio finding a command center down to the left here as a turret attempts to be built, but this base is not yet a planetary for the Smokinggunbot. I don't actually know why that never turned into a planetary. Auto turret, Viking, and Raven and Siege Tank are trying to save this. SCV's repairing the tank. It looks like it will actually stay alive, but then, okay, never mind, cancel that, as more and more of that Terran bio comes on in. So Smokinggunbot is having its 4th base be shut down hard, taking the most economic damage it's taken all game. SCVs are rallying forward, which is not ideal, and this is the consequences of trying to have base sort of saturation behavior. It's just feeding more and more SCVs into the bio of WickedBot. WickedBot will eventually break itself on these siege tanks, though. On the planetary, it seems there is more bases being attempted for Smokinggunbot. WickedBot, though, is building orbital commands everywhere on the map. What a ridiculous situation. We've got orbitals now flying towards the enemy base, as WickedBot really just wants every possible expansion, and it very well may get it. Smokinggunbot is trying to hold the line for now, but it's 64 supply against 200. As turrets shooting at command centers, we'll see what these CCs do once they can't land. They kind of just hang out, start floating away a little bit. So Smokinggunbot having a very difficult time here, as it's pretty much broke. It keeps feeding SCVs to try and saturate up this other base. So at this point, it would be better for Smokinggunbot if it actually lost these, if it actually lost this base. But oh man, look at this. This planetary is attacking this bunker that was built next to it. So SCVs are being pulled for WickedBot into the planetary. And this is why programming a bot is hard, guys. How do you possibly account for a situation like this? As now we've got tanks shooting away. as Smokinggunbot has got barely any SCVs left, but still got a few out somewhere. Yeah, they're all just trying to go to this other base, and they're all just dying. It's horrible. As WickedBot, meanwhile, is building 10 SCVs at a time to replace, like, the 39 that this planetary killed. There is a Banshee out now for Smokinggunbot. No detection from WickedBot to actually deal with that. There is a single mule, which is actually giving money, so Smokinggunbot can build more SCVs despite losing all of these. This command center still alive, and looks like Smokinggunbot is pushing out. Okay, tank and marine are attacking this command center. SCVs are dispatching the marine anyway. As mass repair goes down there, we have the fleet of command centers still flying around. I really have no idea where these are going, but they are going, it seems, trying to land on this base. WickedBot really just likes its command centers, currently with 18 orbital commands, although many of them are just floating around uselessly. The Red Terran is building up a new bioforce to move on in, though, with 18 Marines at a time now coming forward, charging into these tanks, at the PF, into the bunker. This is a lot of 3-3 bio, though, so the bunker may fall here. It does. The tanks are starting to go down. And yes, it does seem that WickedBot is going to break Smokinggunbot after a bit of a messy game, that's for sure. This planetary with 49 kills, this other base still alive, but yes, Smokinggunbot has lost all production at this point. Turrets are potentially going to kill a command center, which would probably be a first, as there's also a Viking and a random Banshee hanging out. But yeah, what a goofy game this has been. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's pretty clear which bot is the winner of this one. I say quote-unquote winner, but I mean, Smokinggunbot isn't dead yet, so who knows how this game is actually going to end. Yeah. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and a comment down below saying more bots, or let me know if you want to see more of these goofy bot games as WickedBot builds even more command centers. It's currently got 9 mules active on the field, so bringing in 6,000 minerals a minute, which is ridiculous. That's 120 Marines a minute that it can build, guys. So it might not actually be maxing out its production for once. Although the bio is just hanging out here, so WickedBot, interesting behavior there, but yeah, so many goofy bot interactions in this game. As eventually this planetary will need to be killed, but the bio is just running by it. It's generally why we always A-move our units. I think we'll fast forward a little bit to see where this goes. I mean, in theory, Smokinggunbot can drop a mule and come back to life in this game. WickedBot just hanging out, doing its thing, not really sending its bio anywhere. So I'm not sure what the cause of that is. Oh, okay. Banshee kills off an SCV. WickedBot soon will have more money than God. It seems WickedBot is out of gas. It has no SCVs and gas, which is seemingly, well, maybe why it's not building that much or moving out, but it is moving out now with 109 Marines, 108 Marines, pardon me. It kills the SCVs, but then it kind of ignores the planetaries. So this is a little bit goofy, but it does get into the main base, but then it just starts running the other way, trying to chase down the Banshee and the Viking. This is an interesting situation, that's for sure. As these Marines are derping out quite hard. I mean, WickedBot has got all the time in the world, basically. It's going to be a while before it mines out the whole map. There's a lot of bases on Acropolis. But yeah, its Marines aren't attacking this PF, really. They're just kind of going back and forth. Banshee being chased by some Marines. WickedBot keeping its eye on the prize. Killing that Banshee would be nice, and it does die. There must have been a mule dropped by Smokinggunbot at some point. Oh yeah, there's a mule mining. There you go. What's it gonna spend its money on from this mule? It's at 50. Okay, it builds an SCV. So the Smokinggunbot is coming back to life. Liberator's just hanging out. More SCVs on the way. Meanwhile, WickedBot really just hard stuck here, it seems. I'm not sure what prompts it to attack or what it is waiting on before going for an attack. These SCVs of Smokinggunbot are also seemingly receiving conflicting commands here, so it's actually not really mining with them, which is a bit unfortunate. It could be all the enemy command centers around that are messing with its pathing, who knows? There is quite a few SCVs out now for Smokinggunbot. Okay, the planetary takes some damage, but it doesn't yet die, as WickedBot is seemingly determined to hunt down the useless SCVs of Smokinggunbot. And okay, it's now attacking some bases buildings in the main. And if this orbital dies, that will mean no more mules, so no more SCVs. Sometimes it takes bots a while to clean things up to get the win, but this planetary is burning, so that will burn down. This one is very close to burning down too. The mule is the next target. This PF will die. And yes, it's just going to take WickedBot a while to clean everything up. Okay, now WickedBot's like, yeah, that's my base now. As it begins to drop 1 trillion mules. Holy cow. That is a lot of mules at this base. There's at least 24 mules on the map. A little bit overkill for those of you that don't know. It's 1 mule per mineral patch in Starcraft 2 ever since Legacy of the Void came out. We've now got a refinery. Yeah, what a wacky, goofy game, but definitely an entertaining one between these two. I think they were a good match for each other. And both of these bots having some detailed behavior, like Smokinggunbot, it got Cloak, it, I don't know, was getting a planetary, getting all kinds of upgrades, that kind of stuff. I think my one biggest wish for Smokinggunbot would be speed mining. You can't hope to be competitive, really, unless you speed mine. That's one of the first things that I added to my bot, because it's like, it's a pretty big boost. It's like fighting with one arm tied behind your back. Oh, we are actually heading towards a draw, as the game will end in 1 minute. But I do believe WickedBot is the victor here. It just needs to kill this refinery. Oh, it actually must have mined out the map or stopped mining. Yeah, it actually ran out of minerals to mine, which is why it just sat there and then never went and killed the refinery. But I do believe that this game on SC2AI was issued a win by... Oh no, it actually was a genuine tie. Pardon me. Yeah, so WickedBot needs some work on its base cleanup behavior. This is why having like a timeout, if nothing happens to your bot for like 3 or 5 minutes, nothing killed, nothing lost, just attack any building that's on the map. That was my approach to it. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for tuning on in. I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, what a game this was.